Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we're going to be going over how to build the perfect Ford Focus Mark III. Now, the Mark III is obviously the one that you see in the thumbnail and everything like that. We are talking about the SEs, the STs, and the RSs. However, once we get to the performance mods, obviously for the engine, you obviously are going to have to change those around depending on which trim you get. I went off pricing and ads for the Focus ST for the engine mod. So if you're with the Focus ST, you can just copy it exactly and you're fine. But again, if you're with the RS or if you have an SE, you obviously have to change it around a little bit. Just worth mentioning. But in case you're new here, the way these how to build videos work is first we go over all the exterior mods I would do to a car, all of the interior mods, and then all of the performance mods, and we get the grand total of all the pricing and everything like that for a good street car base. Okay, this is not leaning in any sort of direction. It's just a good starting point for pretty much any build. If you want to go further into the car after doing these things, you absolutely could, but if you don't want to, you don't have to as well. It's just my opinion on what I would do to the car for a good street car base. Okay, just my personal opinion. You don't have to copy this at all. All right, also all the pricing on the list is implying that you are going to do the work yourself. If you plan to bring it to a professional, no judgment here, but prepare to pay maybe 2 to 3 times the total cost of today's build, since obviously labor cost quite a bit. All right, and finally, huge shout out to Alex Martini. He's the one that came up with this idea with the whole how to build series. I'm just doing my Mark Roden take on it, so go give him some love. Love that guy, he's a great YouTuber. But either way, media of the day is Path of Titans. It's this dinosaur video game where you get to play as dinosaurs, and it is so much fun, man. It is peak. It is absolute cinema. It's great. You guys should go give it a try if you can. It's a really good game. But without further ado, just get right into it with how to build the perfect Ford Focus Mark III. Alright, and like I said, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is, of course, all of the exterior mods. But before we talk about the exterior mods, and before we even start modifying our Ford Focus ST Mark III in any regard, we obviously have to buy the car first. So for the price of the car itself, I wrote down $8,000 for a pretty decent Ford Focus ST Mark III. I think that's pretty good. It's definitely going to be one of the ones with like a little bit higher mileage. You could get these for like 15 grand still, and they'll still be like lower miles. But I think that's a good price. $8,000. I think that's relatively reasonable. But now let's get into all of the exterior mods. And first off, for the exterior mod would be the Street Aero front splitter for $220. There's a lot of front splitters for this car. This one flows with the bumper really well, though. I like the way this one looks compared to all the other ones. A lot of the other ones just look like Forza Aero. This one I like a lot. Forza Aero in real life. Either way. Next up would be the V-Land headlights for $300 for obviously both of them. It just makes the front end look a little bit more aggressive. It's one of the biggest downsides, in my opinion, to the Mark III Ford Focuses, or just Ford Focuses in general, is they never really got like that aggressive headlight styling, because they are a hatchback, so I get it, but still, I like these. These make it look a whole lot more aggressive. Next up would be the Sabon carbon fiber hood for $1,000. Sabon is a very reputable company, but it's, by the way, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Sabon correctly there. Sabon? I don't know. I always just pronounce it Sabon. Nonetheless, they're a really reputable company when it comes to carbon fiber parts, but it is expensive, obviously, $1,000. But you know you're paying for quality here, so I would personally do it. And then next up would be the FS Performance side skirts for $500. Again, these side skirts, they're just side skirts extensions. They're not full-blown different side skirts, but again, they kind of fit with that Street Aero front splitter and make it look a little bit more aggressive on the sides there, which could always be beneficial for a hatchback, obviously. After that, we would do the window visors. I know window visors as a mod for $30, so I mean it's dirt cheap, and I do like them on the Ford Focus STs. A lot of the cars I wouldn't put window visors on. I think they're just kind of like a tacky little thing, but I don't know. On like hatchbacks, I feel like they just work really well. I don't know, they just look nice. $30 mod. If you don't like them, you can take it off. All you did is lost $30. Next up would be the Maxton rear diffuser for $400. Just like the Street Aero front splitter, or just front splitters in general with these cars, a lot of the diffusers I don't really think look that good. I'm gonna be honest, they kind of look tacky and just thrown on there. But the Maxton, this one here that I'm recommending, I think actually does flow with the rear rear bumper of the car. It makes the rear end look more aggressive without making it look out of place. So I like this one the best. But either way, after that, we would do the Spec D taillights for $300. Pretty much the same thing with the V-Land headlights here, just with the taillights. It just makes the rear end look a little bit more aggressive. I was considering not putting anything for the taillights, because the taillights aren't that bad anyways, but then I saw these, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I kind of like them. I kind of like them. Spec D also makes some pretty decent lighting, headlights and taillights. So yeah, they're a pretty reputable company there as well. So yeah, for 300 bucks, I like them. And then next up would be, of course, the eBay spoiler extension for $120. Obviously, you kind of need. I feel like every Ford Focus ST owner does this, and it's their first mod. They also do like the rear spoiler risers or whatever. I wouldn't do that. I would just do the extension. It just makes it look nicer, plain and simple. For 120 bucks too, it's really not that bad. You can't really beat it. And again, every Ford Focus ST owner does this, and for good reason. It's a nice looking mod. And then after that, depending on the color of the car, obviously, I would wrap the roof in carbon fiber. But again, it does depend on the color. If it was a black car, obviously there's no point in doing that really, because the roof is already black and the carbon fiber wouldn't really stand out that much. But if it's any other color, I would do the carbon fiber roof wrap to match the hood there too, to make it look a little bit less tacky. For 100 bucks, you could buy the wrap. Obviously, this is implying that you would do the work yourself, and wrapping things is a little bit of a nightmare. But I feel like the best place to start would be, of course, the roof, since it's one of the most flat areas on the car. And so I would still just take the risk and try doing it yourself. You should be able to do it pretty decently, and it really shouldn't be that big of a deal on the roof there. But if you must, you could bring this to a professional. Obviously, if you're a little bit nervous, and yeah, you expect to pay a little bit more, but still worth it. And then finally, for the exterior mods would of course be the window tints. I say this in all the how to build videos, but we break down $500 for the window tints, because I would highly recommend bringing in your car to a professional when it comes to window tints, just because I've seen so many people try to do their own window tints and they peel and bubble within a week after them putting them on. I'm not kidding. It looks horrible, and then they just try doing it again and they mess up again. It's a lot harder than it looks, is what I'm trying to say. Window tints are not easy, and every time I've ever brought it to a professional, it's lasted for years. It looked really good. The quality was great. I would cough up the extra dough to bring it to a professional and get the windows tinted, but if you really want to try doing it yourself, you absolutely can. But either way, yeah, I wrote $500 for the window tints, and that is it for all the exterior mods. So all of that gives us a grand total for all the exterior mods of $3,570. Not bad, and $1,000 of that is the hood. So if you don't like the hood, which honestly I could see, like, there's an instance where I don't even like the hood. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't at the same time. So you could save $1,000 off that price right there, because the hood is really expensive. But I personally would do it. But either way, yeah, if you don't want to, $1,000 save right there, $2,500 for all the exterior mods. You can't really beat it, man. Now your car, your Ford Focus ST, looks nice. But now we are into the interior mods. We got the outside looking good. Now we need to feel good when driving the car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first off, for the interior mods would be the FS Works short throw shifter for 90 bucks. 90 bucks, I mean, yeah, can't really beat it. Now, is it like a high quality, full blown short throw? No, just a little bit like a little bit of like an adapter there. But nonetheless, for $90, man, that's not that bad. And now the car just drives a whole lot more aggressive. It's not like these cars need it. I want to make that crystal clear. The Ford Focus ST doesn't need a short throw shifter or anything like that. They shift perfectly fine, but a short throw is always a nice little touch. I like them. I've had it on my Integra. I had it on my 350Z. I'll always have a short throw shifter. They just make the car drive a whole lot nicer, in my opinion, at least. And obviously, that's if you get a manual. Actually, I don't even know if do they even make the Ford Focus STs in automatic? They might. I don't even know if they do, actually. Either way, nonetheless, that's obviously if you get the manual. Also, next thing, if you get the manual, the Mishimoto shift knob for $50. Not sponsored, but I've recommended the Mishimoto shift knob on every single one of these how to build videos, because I've had them on every single one of my cars. For 50 bucks, I love them. I think they're the perfect shift knob. They're not too over the top and goofy looking, but they fit just perfectly right, and they do look a little bit more aggressive than a regular shift knob. I love how they feel. The only slight downside to them is they are metal, so in the summertime, they can become scorching hot if you park it in the sunlight, or in the wintertime, they can become freezing cold. But that's the only downside to it whatsoever, and most of the time, that's not really that much of an issue. I like the Mishimoto shift knob. I would put it on, well, I have put it on every one of my cars that I've owned with a manual transmission. I would put it on this car as well. Next up would be the ambient lighting kit for around $200. These are usually universal, well, always universal, and the prices always kind of range drastically. You could buy like an Alibaba one for like $100, or you could buy like a high quality nice one actually for like $400. I just put down $200. It's, again, it ranges all the time. I like the ambient lighting. I know it's kind of tacky. I know it's kind of TikTok mods, but I do like it. I think it makes the car's interior look a whole lot more vibey and just more modern too. It's a really nice mod in my opinion. Next up would be the red shift boot for 20 bucks. It's a shift boot. You could get one that says like Bride on it. It wouldn't be an actual Bride shift boot, but you could get one that says Bride on it and make it look even more cool. I like them. I don't know what else to say. I like them. I think they look nice. Next up would be the carbon fiber interior kit for $250. This is just all the plastic trim on the interior. You could turn it into carbon fiber trim if you would like to, or you could just mix and match, and that's why I would buy the whole kit. Like, yeah, you could save a bunch of money if you just buy the one part that you want, but you never know. Maybe you'll actually want to put something else on the interior. I would personally recommend doing every single piece of plastic on the interior carbon fiber. I think that would look a little bit too much, but again, you could mix and match with the whole kit. You got everything that there. $250. it looks pretty decent, makes the interior look a little bit more aggressive. And then finally, for the interior mods would be the Zeta carbon fiber wheel for $500. I recommended a lot of Zeta carbon fiber wheels on this channel. Not sponsored again, but I don't know, this company just makes carbon fiber wheels for like every single car, and they're always around $500, and they always look really, really nice. This allows you to keep the airbag as well. Like there's really, in my opinion, I like this a lot. I would put it in, makes the wheel look a whole lot more aggressive and just a whole lot cool overall. But that would be it for all the interior mods. Really not that many interior mods today, and the grand total of all of the interior mods is only $1,110. Very, very cheap for all the interior mods, obviously, because it's a more modern car. Obviously, the Mark III Ford Focus is not an old car whatsoever. So all the interior doesn't really need that much like updating or aftermarket modifications to make it feel at home. It's a very nice interior already. So the stuff I would do would just make it look a little bit more aggressive. And so yeah, for $1,000 for the perfect interior, in my opinion, you can't really beat it. But now let's get into the performance mods. The performance mods is always where most of our money goes towards our build, and it's no different in today's video, because obviously with performance mods, you kind of don't want to cheap out because they're what's running your entire car. So if they break, well, you're out of a car there. If if an exterior mod breaks or an interior mod breaks, it ain't the end of the day, ain't the end of the world. But performance, yeah, that matters. So a little bit more expensive with the performance mods, and this car is also like a tuner stream, so it's quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit of mods that I did, but just a little bit more than I usually do in terms of like street car stuff. But first off would be the K&N cold air intake for $370. Cold air intakes get a little bit of they have an interesting reputation. Some people do not like them whatsoever and say that they're just worse than the stock ones, and then some people say that they're better than the stock ones. It really depends on the company. I believe K&N is a pretty reputable company, though. I would trust that this one would actually suck in cold air, not suck in hot air, and also it just gives you that nice little and you kind of need one if you want to like tune the car as well. So yeah, I would put it on. Next up would be the Cobb catback exhaust for $1,000 from the cat's back. Obviously, it makes it sound a little bit nicer and opens up the exhaust a whole lot more. Yes, $1,000 is a little bit expensive, but it's Cobb, and Cobb is a reputable brand, man. They're a pretty good company there. So I would absolutely, you know, for $1,000. Catback exhaust, you can't really beat it. It's going to make the car sound a whole lot nicer, and again, open it up for some more potential horsepower in the future. You can't complain. Every car needs an exhaust, man. Every car. I don't care if you're driving a Hyundai Sonata, put an exhaust on it. Next up would be, of course, the Godspeed coilovers for $750. So you know what every car also needs? Coilovers. I don't care if you're driving a Ford Crown Vic taxi in New York City as your job. Put coilovers on it, gosh darn it, you'd stand out, you get a whole lot more customers. Godspeed coilovers, I've heard of Godspeed, I think they're a pretty good brand. And again, coilovers, you gotta lower the car, make it a little bit nicer looking, and obviously make the suspension a little bit stiffer, make it handle a whole lot nicer. $750 for the set, can't complain. Next up would be the Mishimoto intercooler for $750. Obviously these cars are turbocharged, so you get Focus ST at least, and so I would upgrade the intercooler. Mishimoto, I've heard, has make some pretty good intercoolers, so for $750, again, can't really beat it. Adds a little bit more horsepower to your build as well. And as a matter of fact, the next thing would be the Whoosh Motorsports downpipe for $300. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys, I've never heard of Whoosh Motorsports, but I saw a lot with looking up Ford Focus ST parts, so maybe they're like specifically a Focus ST brand. Nonetheless, yeah, it's a downpipe. It makes the car sound a little bit nicer, and also obviously opens up the flow of the exhaust a whole lot more, gives you a little bit more horsepower. But obviously, if you're going to be doing the downpipe, intercooler exhaust, or catback exhaust, and cold air intake, you're going to want to tune all that so you can actually get performance out of it and not just put it on there for absolutely no reason just to get like 15 horsepower. So we're going to be buying a tune after that, and I wrote down $500 for the tune. I always write down $500 for the tune because tunes are completely fickle. It depends on who you are, where you go, who you know, all that stuff. You could buy a professional tune for like $2,000, and then you could buy like a backyard tune for $100, and they'll be the exact same quality. So it's like you just never really know. So I always write down $500 for the tune. You could also just do it yourself, and it could cost around that much. But nonetheless, yeah, $500. You got to tune the downpipe, intercooler, exhaust, and cold air intake, because now you're making some decent power out of this thing now. Like this is gonna be a fun little car at that point, you know what I mean? And then next up obviously would be the wheels and tire package. I went for the wheels, the Adhan AH02s in silver for $1,200 for a set of 4 of them. I love Adhans, you guys know that. I recommended them quite a bit on the how to build videos. Not sponsored, but I really do like them as a company. I've had them on both my cars now, and both times they have done nothing but greatness for me. I think they look great. They've held up, they've been reliable. I know they're a rep brand, so people get a little bit upset at me whenever I recommend reps on this channel, but I don't care, I like them. It is what it is, man. It's my money, gosh darn it. I don't care if you want me to buy real wheels, I'm buying what I want. And I like Adhans. I like Adhan AH02s. We put them on the Focus ST. I think they would look really nice. And then obviously, if you're going to be buying wheels, you also need to be buying tires. So I just wrote down $1,000 for the tires for a set of 4 of them. Obviously, you can get more expensive tires if you want to that are like full-blown track spec race tires, or you could get even cheaper than that aren't going to really grip up whatsoever and are going to be pretty bad quality. So I just always write down 1,000 whenever I do the tires. I always write down 1,000, except for in the C7 Corvette video. That one I wrote down 2,000 because you don't really, C7 Corvettes put down a lot of power. They need really, really thick tires, obviously, so it's going to cost a whole lot more than normal. But this car, it's not the case. So $1,000 for a set of 4 of them I think is great, which by the way gives us a grand total for all of the performance mods, because that is the last of the performance mods, of $5,770. So right under $6,000 for all the performance mods. But this is going to be a fun little street car in my opinion, man. It's pretty much, I want to say it's full bolt-ons, but it's pretty damn close to full bolt-ons and tune. And at that point, you're making a decent amount of power. Like these cars come stock with what, 250? This car's probably making like now around maybe 350, and that's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be a pretty fun little car. It's lowered, looks nice. You can't complain. Which, by the way, that is it for all of the mods that I would do to the car. So let's go over the grand total of the entire build. First off is obviously the price of the car itself. You have to buy the car, obviously, to build the car. So the cost of the car is $8,000. Next up would be the interior mods for $3,570. All of the interior mods would cost a total of $1,110. And all of the performance mods would cost a total of $5,770 for a grand total overall of the perfect street car Ford Focus ST Mark III build, in Mark Roden's opinion, of $18,450. Under 20 grand for a really fun little street hatchback that's going to be practical, still pretty reliable, because we didn't really change out too much. Like maybe the emission motor intercooler, it's gonna give it problems. I don't think the emission motor intercooler is going to give it too many problems, so it's still going to be pretty damn reliable. It's going to sound nice, it's going to handle nice, it's going to drive nice in a straight line, and be a fun ass car to drive that also feels nice in the interior and looks nice when you get out of it for under 20 grand. I feel like you can't really beat that. I feel like that's a pretty damn good hot hatch right there in 2026. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on how to build the perfect Ford Focus Mark III. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what reviews I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my social medias or any of my other YouTube channels when you have that great mumbo jumbo. And thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow's video is going to be the next part of our 1K to 100K series. We're doing it on cars under 9K tomorrow, because obviously yesterday was cars under 8K, and then after that will be the next how to build video. I do. I was about to say I don't know what the next how to build video is going to be on, but I actually do. It's going to be on the RSX. We're building the RSX next. Okay, all right, just making sure you know. And I've gotten a lot of recommendations. Obviously I am very open to the recommendations when it comes to how to build series. As a matter of fact, I encourage them. I like the fact that you guys are enjoying the how to build series and you would like to see me build up your car as well. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I get a lot of recommendations, so please be patient. Bear with me if I don't get to your car immediately. Again, I just get a lot of recommendations, man, but I am reading the comments. I am seeing the recommendations I've been left. We will get them done eventually. It's just, there's a lot of cars out there, man. There's a lot of cars, so you got to bear with me. But either way, yeah, next is the RSX. After that, I don't know exactly what's going to be next just yet. I'll have to look at the comments and see, but we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.